students, welcome to the online session for the subject of industrial safety. These are the virtual classes for the subject of industrial safety. The subject of industrial safety is mainly for the students of civil engineering, particularly structural engineering and mechanical engineering. So here we will be discussing all the topics that are related to the subject of industrial safety. So now we will be starting with our session. So 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hello students, this is our third session, the third online session for the subject of industrial safety. This subject is for the students of civil engineering and mechanical engineering, and here we will be discussing all the topics that is required to be completed as per GTU syllabus. So the topics that are covered in this sessions, this online session, will be in synchronization with the GTU syllabus. So we have already done the two sessions of industrial safety. The first was the introductions. Then next session we have discussed regarding the uh, mechanical hazard. So today we will be proceeding with our next topics in of the industrial safety. Okay. So this basically we are in module one only, and we have completed few topics. We will be proceeding now. Next. Yes. So basically, today the topic that is equal to be covered in our session will be electrical hazards. Okay. So what is electrical hazards? Means basically the hazard that has been caused because of the passing of the electric current from the equipment or the machine to the person who is working or operating with that machine. So when the electricity passes from the electrical equipment to the person, then person might get a shock, and the thing that is being created because of the shock will be nothing but a hazard. Hazard will be related to the life of the people, means the life or the person who is operating that machine, his life will get endangered. The working of the machine will get also obstructed, and by this the life of the, we can say, the design life of the equipment can be reduced. So this is all. This is just a brief introduction. We will be discussing more in this coming slides. Shock is an electrical current passing through a human body. Obviously the shock is generally created because of the passing of the electrical current through the human body. Means a person who is means we can say that if some casualty has occurred in the equipment or the instrument, and it is not being able to pass the current properly. So if it is not being able to pass the current properly, then it will be regaining or retaining some current. So the person when come in contact with that equipment, then he will get that electric current that is being retained into this machine, and as a result of this, it will pass through that body. And when it is passed through a human body, we can say that we can call it as the shock. Okay, now next. The quantity and the path of this current will determine the level of the damage. Means you can say that what is the direction, what is the movement, what is the path. Okay, whether it is a more zigzag or a direct path, such kind of things will determine the level of the damage that the electricity has occurred into the human body. The electrical hazard occurs when a person come in contact with the conductor carrying an electric current. Simultaneously, the electric current that occurs into the person when he comes in contact with the conductor carrying that current. And as a result of this contact, the electricity which is in that conductor will transfer into the body of the person who is working with it. So this is how the electrical hazard can occur. Now, what are the major causes of the electrical hazard? So there are many major causes for the electrical hazard. So first is the contact of the base wire carrying the current. We can we used to see that there is a phase wire which is carrying the current. And in this phase wire, when the electricity is passing, means it is generally uh, having the electricity passing through it. So when a person come in contact with that base wire, then by this contact, the person can get a shock. Next is working with the electrical equipment that lacks with the label of the safety inspection. So it is necessary that equipment which has current should have a label. Means a safety label is required to be provided in each and every electrical equipment so that a person can come to know that how we can say that what and how the ways are there to deal with that equipment. Means you can say that when there is a situation of a dangerous current arises, then what is required to be done? That will be shown from the label. And if the equipment has no label, then the person will not be able to deal with it in the extreme condition. So because of this, the damage can take place. Next is electrical equipment that has not been the properly grounded. So it is necessary that every electrical equipment, the wiring should be in such a way that it should be properly grounded. We can say that it should be properly earthening should be provided to the equipment so that the electricity will safely pass from it. Means we can say that it can easily or safely pass through the machine to the ground and it will be absorbed into the ground. If the proper earthing is not being provided, then proper passing or absorption of the electricity will not take place. And if electricity is not properly grounded, or it is not properly earthen, or it is not properly absorbed by the ground, then it will be retained to the equipment. And once the person come in contact with that equipment which is not properly earthened, then he can get a dangerous shock from that equipment. And as a result of that, the life of the person can get into the endangerment. Okay. Next is working with the electrical equipment on the damp floor. So this is the most normal thing, most uh, foremost thing that is required to be done when an equipment is placed on the floor. When particularly we can say that an electrical equipment is placed on the floor, it is necessary that the floor should never be remain wet. It should be properly dried. It should not be have any kind of dampness into it because you all know that electric current passes very quickly through the water. Means it can easily catch up the dampness and it can pass easily through the damp. So it is necessary that the floor should be dried. Other sources are metal ladders. We can say that using a metal ladder to work on the electric equipment. For example, we can say that lighting poles. If the person want to maintain or repair the lighting pole, then he can reach to the height of the lighting pole with the help of the ladder. Now, the ladder should be made in such a way that its material should not have consist of any conductor. It is necessary the material of the ladder should be an insulator. It is the non-conductor because by this the electricity will not pass through the metal. As a result of that, the person who is climbing to the required height with the help of the ladder will not get damaged. Next is the lightning strikes. That we have already discussed that the lightning strikes can cause the major hazard. Next is working on an electrical equipment without ensuring that the power has been shutted off. Now, when working with an electrical equipment without ensuring that the power has been shutted off, can cause a great damage to the persons and people. So it is necessary that whenever repairing work is got to be done, whenever the uh, maintenance work is required to be done, it should be done in such a way that first of all the power of that electricity should be shutted off, and after that only we need to do the required work. Improper wiring. Improper wiring is the mm, most reason that cause the shock. Means that cause the electrical hazard. One common mistake is to jump the ground wire to the neutral line. So this is a way where the improper wiring used to takes place. As a result of this, the shock is occurring. If the neutral circuit becomes corroded or the loose, then the voltage on the ground wire increases to the dangerous level. Uh, this is the most main thing that is causing the electrical damage. That is the jump from the ground wire to the neutral. And if the neutral circuit becomes corroded, means we can say that the circuit is getting corroded or loose, and the voltage on the ground will get increases to a dangerous level. And because of this, dangerous accidents used to take place. Insulation failure. So mainly insulations are are provided in the circuits, but due to many reasons, it can get damaged. The degradation of the insulation can cause the base wire and the resulting shock to anyone coming in contact. So once it has got failure, then the person who is coming in contact with that circuit where the insulation failure used to take place can got a great shock. And the main reasons is the environmental toxic. Because of the environment only, the insulation failure will take place. Main reasons are direct sunlight. When the direct sunlight falls on the insulator, because of the high temperature, it can get damaged. Sparks. So because of some short circuit used to take a help to have uh, occurred on that circuit, and because of this sparks, the insulation failure can also take place. Repeated exposure to elevated temperature means we can say that when regularly the high temperature has occurred in the circuit, because of this, the insulation failure can take place. Safety precautions for the electrical results. So there are some safety precautions that is required to be taken care while dealing with electrical equipment or electrical results. Ensure that the power has to be disconnected from the system before working with it. So person who is keen to maintain or to repair the equipment should check only when the equipment is properly disconnected from the electricity. Capacitors can store current after the power has been. So even the capacitors can use to have the power. So they used to take care while repairing or maintaining. Allow only the authorized and the trained people to work. So the person who has proper knowledge regarding the subject, we can say that regarding the electricity, or electrical equipment, and who get what the proper training for repairing or the dealing with the equipment should only be called for the maintenance or the repairing. Do not wear any kind of conductive material such as jewelry. So a person who is dealing with the electrical equipment should never wear a conductor. He should wear a non-conductor, for example, rubber or timber. Means he should have some material with him so that the insulation will take place. Periodically inspect the insulation. The insulation wire should be properly or periodically inspected because with the help of with the help of means with the rise in the temperature or any other kind of short circuits, it might have got damage. If the insulations have got damage, then there is a chance of the occurrence of the shock. So it is necessary that is required to be periodically inspected so that if the maintenance is required, it should be done. If the working on the hot circuit, use a buddy system and wear the protective. So on working with the hot system, it is necessary to wear the protective clothing so that the person will not get damaged. Do not use the fuse with a greater capacity than prescribed. So it is necessary to use the optimum capacity fuse. Verify the circuit voltage before performing the work. So it is necessary to verify the circuit voltage before doing any kind of work regarding the circuit. Do not use water to put on electrical. So because of during the fall, because of any kind of reason, the spark can take place. Because of the spark, the wire fire can also. So in order to stop that fire, it is not required to use water. It can be stopped by neither ways, but it is necessary that water should not be put on the electrical fire. Or means we can say that wire should never be used on the electrical fire. Discharge capacitors before working on the equipment. It is necessary to discharge the equipment before working with the equipment, because we have discussed earlier also that the capacitors has the electric current even after the hour has got shut off. It is necessary to discharge the capacitor before working with it, because the electricity which is present in that capacitor it also get removed. Use fuses and circuit breakers for the protection. So such kind of circuits, fuses or circuit breakers is required for protection from the excessive current. Okay, so this is the our topic of the electrical hazards, where we have discussed the reason behind the electrical hazard, the places where the electrical hazard used to take place, and what are the precautions that is required to be taken. These are the all general things that is required to be done so that the uh, hazard or accidents or shock will not happen. As a result, the life of the personnel and the life of the equipment will also be maintained, and it will increase. Will, means we can say that it can achieve the design life. So by doing this, all things proper electrical hazard can be rectified. Yes, so this is our topic. Thank you for attending the session.
Hello students, so hereby we are coming to the end of our virtual class session of the subject of industrial safety. We have discussed a lot regarding the topics of the today's session. So if you have any kind of a doubts, if you have any kind of queries, you can send me your doubts and queries via mail. My mail ID will be in my channel. So check into my channel, like it, and mail me whatever the doubts you have. And thanks again for attending the session. See you in the next session.